So why is knowledge management important in the academics? So knowledge is essential to create and add value that helps to build a sound environment for teaching and learning. Knowledge management improves an institution's capacity in many ways that improves its ultimate survival and success. And the power of knowledge management is that you can, track down resources through a centralized platform. In other words, the staff can find the data they need without spending hours looking for a specific email from their heads or, from the school. So people in the schools, they can have a shared drive where they can have all the resources needed for educators new or who are old, and they just want to quickly access the information so that learning loss is not there. So how do you promote knowledge management? So there are a few ways you can encourage and foster a knowledge sharing culture, be it with students also. I mean, if somebody learns a new thing, you can say, okay, let's share it with the whole class. So that whole class learns a new thing, and knowledge is not, with one student, but with all, because we are looking for the benefit of all. So we can encourage and foster knowledge sharing culture, then create spaces for knowledge sharing to happen. Encourage knowledge sharing activities. Lead by examples. So if the students see the teachers sharing knowledge with each other, they will be, more encouraged to share knowledge with each other as well. Because no matter what you teach them, they observe and they are very smart. So let's lead by example. And we can have experts share their knowledge like we are sharing today, and formalize a knowledge management process. I mean, it should be made mandatory in all, schools, and in some universities they can have a subject also, knowledge management and sustainability, because that is the way to go ahead. So can you tell why a knowledge management course is important in your studies? Like I was talking, it should be a subject now which students should, study and the teachers should teach. So knowledge management enables individuals to stimulate innovation and the cultural challenges and needs to evolve the organization and meet changing needs. So with faster access to information and resources across, the institution, knowledge workers can act quickly and productively, I would say. So how a university promotes knowledge sharing among its staff? So I worked with universities as well, and I think they struggle at times in these areas. So I think a spoken knowledge sharing strategies should be used, which include conferences, lectures and presentations, workshops, open conversation sessions and meetings, when, each one does not keep the knowledge to oneself, but, discuss it in an open forum so that all can take advantage. And what is a good way to share and sustain knowledge? Knowledge can be shared and sustained within the members of a team by creating a learning environment. Interactive communications are required that involve collaborating and learning from each other, because that is something we should all do and make it a practice. So how can you protect the environment, as a student? How can you ensure, sustainability? So by using reusable packaging such as lunch boxes, reusable water bottles and coffee mugs, because such reducing of, resources will help in the reducing of litter entering the environment, and in turn, help in curbing the pollution and, toxifying the air. And shopping for second-hand items is a great way of reducing that, reusing, that reduces waste and saves you money. And now, in UAE, plastic bags have been banned, so nobody can use it. And so we carry our own cloth bags, or we have to buy the cloth bags from the, shops, which is a great way the UAE government is ensuring that there is sustainability and protection of environment because there were a lot of initiatives by Sadhguru also to save soil and, promote environmental friendly practices, and UAE are adapting that. Even though UAE is primarily a desert land, still it's trying to use, sustainable measures to, clear the environment and ensure that people get good living. So how will you motivate other youth to help you to help protect the environment? So there's, you can they can start their own initiative or volunteer with environment organization, reduce recycle paper, and recycle more, save resources, buy sustainable products, decrease meat and dairy consumption, which is also an important area, and only buy what you need. Like COVID made us realize not to spend money on expensive holidays or things, and save money and buy only things we need, which is very good learning from the COVID period. So how can schools promote environmental awareness? I think now certain play schools at see in UAE, they have playgrounds in the open air and with a shed. So children enjoy more rather than putting them in a class, which used to happen earlier, and put some toys and let them play. They go in the open air, explore things, and connect with the nature and environment. And students have to learn from a very young age how to respect the environment, connect with it, because that will help them in future. So how can we become environmentally educated? So we have to give students more responsibility. If educators and parents collaboratively take the entire burden in terms of environmental preservation, students won't be prompted to take action for their environment. It will come, they will learn from example and help them get a sense of it. Make them see such programs, take part in no plastic initiative, beach cleanup initiative, and provide them outside class opportunities, give them practical things to do, be a role model, because students these days are very smart. I mean, theoretical learning won't go a long way. You have to give them projects they are excited with, and you have to take them outside their classroom and make them enjoy and do practical learning. And what is I think the youth play an important role in protecting the environment. So protecting the environment starts with pollution control. Therefore, youth can reduce waste by paying attention to minor details in their daily lives. For example, not to take plastic bags when they go shopping. There may be aiming for a greener and healthier environment. And how should teachers protect the environment? Teachers should give the instruction to students to avoid using of polythene bags and make use of recycled plastic. And nowadays in some schools I see a bin kind of structure where you can put your paper or plastic and it gets recycled, even your garbage bags or garbage. So that is one good way of promoting environmental friendly practices. And the objectives of environmental education is to create awareness, to help the social groups and individuals to acquire knowledge of pollution and environmental degradation, and change their mindset and attitudes, and build the skills and the capacity to connect to environmental friendly practices and participate actively. And ultimately we have to aim for an education with sustainable development to improve the quality of education, because education for sustainable development empowers learners to take informed decisions and responsible actions for environmental integrity, economic viability, and a just society for present and future generations, with respecting cultural diversity. UAE is a great example where all cultures are respected and everybody is given the due chance to shine. So, and these are great times for today's generation to lead by example and make this land safe for the future generations in terms of better education, sustainable education, and being respectful to your environment. And the role of a teacher in environmental awareness is very, very critical, because a teacher can play an important role in creating environmental awareness. So he or she must educate her or his students about environment and motivate them to acquire the skills of solving environmental problems. So what role, basically a student at each level can play in promoting environmental sustainability? So here are some practical tips to get started. So the teachers need to teach children about the 3 R's, which is reduce waste, reuse resources, and recycle materials. It's as simple as that, the 3 R's. Even the small children can remember that. Reuse, reduce, and recycle. And they should organize tree planting days at school and teach children, because trees are important to the environment. So we should encourage children to switch off all appliances and lights when not in use. And
sorry, hi Sonal, I'm really sorry to interrupt you, but we do have a query from our audiences. They were asking me if you could share your screen or some slides that you prepared so that they can have some visual representation of the
No, I just prepared a PDF file, which I will share with you later, and you can share with them.
Okay, thank you, Sonal. Please continue. Sorry to interrupt you. Thank you.
No, that's fine, Anusha. So, what is 21st century skill for education for sustainability? So, 21st century skills refer to the development of personal and social skills of individuals to share information, values, and knowledge while participating in and contributing to the development of society. This involves being able to function and act in the digital environment. So there are a lot of components of environmental education. Firstly, there has to be awareness and sensitivity to the environment and environmental challenges. Secondly, knowledge and understanding of the environment and environmental challenges, and attitudes of concern for the environment and motivate to improve and maintain environmental equality, I would say. So what is the importance of environmental education, which I think is also critical these days? It should be in schools, universities, everywhere. So environmental education promotes critical and creative thinking skills and inspires kids to become more engaged with their communities. It helps kids understand why the environment is important and provides them with the building blocks they need to live eco-friendly and sustainable life. So, what are the benefits of sustained learning and education? You may wonder. So, it leads to children listening with curiosity, because it is something new and unexplored for them, and it demonstrates receptiveness to new experiences. It welcomes and reflects upon different perspectives, and it seeks meaning and application in the learning, and enters in and makes them enter into a learning situation in a culturally respectful way. So, and also it brings challenges to oneself to see things differently from the eyes of everyone. So that is the thing. And what is the role of school in environmental conservation and sustainable development? So school boards must ensure that environmental education is a significant part of the curriculum for all classes. Seminars, field trips, competitions, and fairs on environmental themes, because it helps the students identify their interest in nature and choose a related career. Because now I heard my daughter went into university in Canada to study, and her roommate is studying forestry. I mean, these subjects people were not preferring before, but now, because environmental sustainability is the need of the hour, so children are interested in these spheres as well. But they have to have that guidance and knowledge before to choose a viable option, environmentally friendly option.